What did you think of him?
I liked him.
Yep.
I thought he was straight up with me. Of course, by the way, I've said that. And you can imagine, by the way, I say that, I get pilloried. Oh my gosh, you're actually saying that you like
Every
the guy.
American president until Biden has said that. Every single one.
Yeah,
Bill Clinton said that. George W. Bush said that. Barack Obama said that. Every president around the world I've ever spoken to is like, they may disagree with what Russia's doing or whatever, but they're like, Putin's a straightforward guy.
He's a very smart guy. Someone said to me that I was talking to someone in the administration, and they said, well, you got to watch it because he's an ex-KGB guy. So I said, okay, what's the inference? Well, he's an ex-KGB guy. He could be looking to manipulate you.
Says the ex-CIA guy to you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
This was not an ex-CIA guy.
Well, they all are.
But effectively. And I said, look, here's how I see it. In the old days, the only people who went into the KGB were the smartest people in the nation. That's who went into the KGB. He's a super smart guy, okay? You don't want to give him the credit for it. That's okay. I give him the credit for it.
They must hate you for saying stuff like that.
Well, second visit that I had, it got personal. The President Putin had commissioned a beautiful portrait of President Trump from the leading Russian artist, and actually gave it to me and asked me to take it home to President Trump, which I brought home and delivered to him. It's been reported in the paper, but it was such a gracious moment, and told me a story, Tucker, about how when the president was shot, he went to his local church and met with his priest and prayed for the president, not because he was the president of he could become the president of the United States, but because he had a friendship with him and he was praying for his friend. It was, can you imagine sitting there and listening to these kind of conversations? And I came home and delivered that message to our president and delivered the painting, and he was clearly touched by it. So this is the kind of connection that we've been able to reestablish through, by the way, a simple word called communication, which many people would say, I shouldn't have had because Putin is a bad guy. I don't regard Putin as a bad guy. That is a complicated situation, that war, and all the ingredients that led up to it. And it's never just one person, right? So I think we're gonna figure it out. Putin's got a huge respect for the president. And, you saw what happened in the Oval Office with Zelensky and the president, right?
Yes.
Disrespecting him is not a healthy way to have a good relationship.
The arrogance of small countries, it's like, get some perspective. Come on. How can you imagine acting like that?
And they're dependent on us.
Oh, I know.
And we've been so good to them.
I know.
And I think but look, that's been corrected, and that's a really good thing. It got corrected, and
yes,
hopefully we'll chalk it up to a misunderstanding, and we'll get to a peace solution here. That we're going to want everybody to be, in some respect, satisfied. So we're going to want the Russians to be satisfied in some respect. We're going to want the Ukrainians to be satisfied in some respect. We're talking to the Europeans. When I say satisfied, feeling that we came out of this thing, okay, with a deal that everybody can live with. I think that we have moved Russia in ways that no one thought was possible. Putin asked me in the meeting, what should I do in a particular area where we have people surrounded and they don't want to give up? Do I kill them? How do I get them to give up? I'm happy not to kill everybody. I'm happy to get people to wave the white flag if I can get them to wave the white flag. And that one situation, Steve, this is Putin talking to me, is just one example of 70, 80, 90 different situations out there along this border, each one having different battlefield conditions, each one needing a separate conversation. That's what has to happen for a ceasefire, and yet we're talking about it. That's a big, big deal. Our technical teams are going to be meeting in Jeddah beginning Monday, which means Russia is not going to target Ukraine's energy infrastructure, and Ukraine will not target Russia's energy infrastructure. They've never talked about that before. Here we are talking about that. They've never talked about reinstituting the Black Sea moratorium on maritime.
Ukraine is not ready to come to the table with Putin.
The memory of the fallen is commemorated by Prime Minister of the Republic of Estonia, Kristen Michal. Prime Minister of Iceland, Kristen.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
偷偷告诉大家，我最近发现了新法宝 Royal Face 逆时奇迹系列，它有活肤露、全效精华，还有精华霜。尤其我皮肤比较偏干，所以我非常的注重保湿。保湿做得好，肌肤自然烹饪。提亮肤色更年轻，抚平皱纹超有感，而且气色变好。用心保养，每天都更美一点。美吧。